My name is Francis Asuncion, and I am a grade 9 student from Mother Goose Special Science High School, Ordineta. And I am here to deliver a speech regarding the effects of COVID-19 towards the educational system. Today, we live in these trying times. There can be no denying of the fact that from all corners of the world and every community from all levels of society have been greatly affected by the dangers presented by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has hindered and in some cases halted the advancement of mankind forward into an era of progress. Indeed, the ability of the youth to be able to learn more and be able to contribute for the betterment of their people has been greatly damaged by the tight grip of the pandemic all around the world. The ineffectiveness of the homeschooling programs to supervise and teach their students, and the tedium and monotony which has dominated a majority of the online classes has had a great effect towards the learning capabilities of the students, to the point where their own parents have to step in and take an active role in ensuring that their children do not fall behind in the learning curriculum. In addition to these, the ability of students to perform in the field of academics has been greatly affected by these factors as well. The lack of an effective supervision from the teachers has led to many students lacking in a guiding figure to help them proceed with their studies, and some students even take to halting them. Other students with more derelict personalities see towards grasping opportunities to further their educational progress through inappropriate means, be it through blatant disregard of school policy or through more subtle and cunning acts of manipulation and deceit. Furthermore, the stress of performing academic work in an unsuitable learning environment has had a detrimental effect to the mental health of many eager and willing students. The lack of any social interaction creates a sense of loneliness and isolation within a student. In addition to the fatigue and stress of performing academic work, the fact that schooling at home follows the same traditional methods makes it very difficult for students to routinely follow their class schedules and finish their work on time. However damaging these effects may be to the students, teachers, and parents, and all who are involved in the providing of an education for their children, it must be noted that great steps are being taken to help ease the pressures and difficulties brought on by the so-called new normal learning. It must also be noted that this new form of education, created out of a growing need for a new learning system adaptable to the times, would not have been made possible if not for the new technology of the age, such as better computers, cellular devices, and the internet, which has allowed for learning to take place even in the most distant of places. Yet, the primary issue still remains. How can we rekindle the flames of inspiration amongst the youth, to drive them to better deeds of intellectual prowess and ingenuity for the betterment of their people? The best and most logical course of action would be to allow the reopening of the schools for the students, to reestablish the old method of learning, the traditional method of learning, one with which many students, if not all students, are quite familiar with. Now, to achieve this, numerous discussions have been held amongst the organization of the Department of Education in an attempt to coordinate with various health officials to be able to establish a safe learning environment with minimal chance of contracting and spreading COVID-19. Now, there is a strong reason to believe that this can in fact be achieved by year's end, given the fact that the numerous advances in the fields of science and medicine has allowed for the creation of a vaccine meant to halt the spread of the virus in a closed environment, such as a classroom or even in homes, especially in homes. As such, it must be necessary for students to have been fully vaccinated in order to allow the proceeding of such openings. Additionally, the proper safety protocols must also be enforced as well to fully ensure the safety of the students if and when the schools reopen. Now, should all of this succeed, then perhaps all of us can have the chance to finally be able to contribute to the advancement of progress, to finally be able to fully defeat the pandemic. with the right people willing to make the necessary changes, and a youth spurred on by the endearing pursuit of the ultimate triumph, then there can be no debate, no argument, no contradiction, or any say whatsoever towards the inevitable progress of, towards the inevitable triumph of humanity against a formidable foe strengthened only by nigh insurmountable odds and the charisma of dread and fear.